Elon Musk is slowly becoming one of the most hated people in the world. His list of egregious behaviors is staggering. He's downplayed COVID by spreading misinformation and calling lockdown measures fascism. Tesla employees dropped to the floor from exhaustion after working 12-hour shifts 6 days a week. Or how about his sexual misconduct? Elon's behaviors on Twitter are just as offensive. He body shames, partakes in misogyny, and shares articles from conspiracy news outlets. Elon has a predictable pattern of behavior. He acquires a company and tries to generate a profit for himself, no matter who gets hurt. Twitter is his latest victim. Shortly after taking over, he implemented an $8 a month verification fee. The ones that pay to play get more benefits than those who remain free users. Empathy is one of humanity's most extraordinary qualities. Unfortunately, power can distance us from our empathetic nature. So today, I want to cover Elon's history, the Twitter drama, and how power impacts empathy. If you enjoyed this video, like and subscribe so you always see my latest content. There's no denying that Tesla and SpaceX are cutting-edge companies. Reducing our global emissions by switching to electric vehicles helps mitigate climate change. Advanced satellite technology allows for high-speed internet accessibility even in rural areas. The problem is the one in charge. Elon Musk has repeatedly shown a disregard for his employees.
Someone got their leg ran over on the line. People got sent out for exhaustion. People throwing up at random because of not drinking enough water. Management never really cared. All they care about is hitting numbers, doing whatever they can to please Elon.
Many reports claim that working at Tesla factories are inhumane. Workers grind through long shifts of manual labor. Employees sometimes sleep at their job when production ramps up. Many fear they will be let go if they underperform. This toxic climate is primarily from Elon Musk's unrealistic deadlines. He's constantly pushing his staff to maximize profits. Workers' rights are so important. We all want jobs where we feel respected and valued. Sadly, poor working environments aren't the only problem at Tesla. Many employees personally experience racism and misogyny. When companies don't act quickly, toxicity can spread throughout a workplace. A black employee reported that his coworkers drew swastikas and called them slurs. Several women filed a motion in court about sexual harassment that happened at their jobs. Then Tesla tried to block the case. In every instance of abusive behavior, Elon's response is the same. Try to cover up the abuse or pay out the victim. We can see how this behavior translates over to his other company. SpaceX has also had problems with sexual harassment. After taking these complaints to human resources, the environment stayed the same. One of the women lost her opportunity for full-time employment after she spoke out. But maybe Elon didn't know these interactions happened and found them unacceptable in hindsight. Well, let's take a look at his personal behaviors. One of the biggest controversies he's ever faced is his sexual harassment claim. A SpaceX flight attendant was the victim of Musk's entitlement. She claimed that he showed her his genitalia, rubbed against her leg without consent, and asked for inappropriate massages. Elon even tried to buy her a horse if she would do what he wanted. Let's imagine for a second how this poor woman must have felt. She's busy doing her job when her billionaire boss uses his wealth to essentially bribe her for sex. Not to mention the implications of saying no. All these behaviors and business practices demonstrate Elon's lack of empathy. Plus, he gets so much praise for his businesses, when in reality, the credit should go to the amazing people who work extended hours behind the scenes. The engineers, mechanics, and all the other employees don't get fame or fortune. They get more hours on the clock. Power and empathy are opposites. When we accrue too much strength, we forget our previous struggles. Elon Musk worked some pretty difficult jobs before becoming a tech giant. Using his lived experiences, he could have created a wholesome workplace where everyone felt appreciated. But what's his incentive when he's insulated from these problems? Apathy towards employees suffering is a huge problem that needs addressing. Empathy can help us advocate for those who desperately need our support. Before we cover the recent controversy, we have to analyze Elon's relationship with Twitter. I know some of you are probably thinking, oh, it's just Twitter, who cares? This argument doesn't negate the harm, only obfuscates the real conversation. Twitter is one of the largest social media platforms in the world. Millions of people follow Elon Musk. His reach is so powerful, some of his tweets cause changes in stock prices. Pretending social media isn't important in society stifles conversations around accountability. He proposed starting a school called the Texas Institute of Technology. Women already feel super marginalized in STEM fields. Even though it's a joke, a leader of STEM making this type of humor is invalidating women's experiences. Also, women face unfair body standards that this tweet is reinforcing. Not to mention, comments like this normalize this type of behavior. It's no surprise that men feel comfortable harassing women at work. after seeing their boss doing the same thing on a public platform. He called Elizabeth Warren a Karen when she argued in favor of higher taxes. So far, we've got some misogynistic tweets. What else is there? How about his discrediting of COVID-19? The coronavirus panic is dumb. Elon also tweeted that the worry around COVID will result in more deaths than the virus. He complained about how stay-at-home orders are an attack against freedom, so we have to wonder why Elon downplays COVID so much. Remember earlier, we said his primary motivation is always financial. What's truly interesting is how hard he rails against the lockdown. When his employees must stay home, then suddenly, the mandate skepticism comes out. Elon's harm on Twitter doesn't stop here. He said Justin Trudeau is the same as Hitler minus the budget, or that looking at Bill Gates is a good way to stop her actions. After Hurricane Ian, he needlessly self-inserted how his Tesla truck could help. He even tweeted, "I support the current thing" meme, implying that the very real struggles of the LGBTQIA community and the Ukrainian people are just a trend everyone hops on. Elon Musk's problematic history is important to detail before we discuss his Twitter acquisition. Without compiling the evidence of his disgusting behaviors, this purchase might seem innocuous. Let's start with Elon Musk's purchase of Twitter. Initially, he purchased 9% of Twitter stock. Then he makes an offer to purchase the company. After backing out of the agreement, the company sues, forcing him to buy Twitter. What does Elon do when he gets a new toy? Find a way to make it profitable. He's currently in the process of implementing a new subscription service designed to protect free speech. Creating an $8 a month fee is the perfect solution. While it's true fees would cut down on Twitter bots, many other issues arise. For starters, you're alienating a lot of people in lower socioeconomic brackets. $96 a year for verification is a pretty big investment. Instagram and Facebook still verify accounts for free. Plus, people who pay for the service get a louder voice. The new system gives a boost in tweets for those who spend some money. But the inverse is also true. People who don't pay are suppressed by the algorithm. I love how Elon frames this change as something for our benefit. Your speech is free as long as you're paying. Another problem is that bad faith actors could spend money to elevate their voices. Using algorithmic boosts, conspiracists can more easily spread misinformation. If this change is really meant to protect free speech, why are priorities factored into the subscription service? Elon Musk isn't offering you a freer Twitter. He's advertising a new product. No one's gonna pay $8 a month for nothing, so he created a model he could sell. What's even more insulting is that his initial idea was $20 a month. All these decisions have had a huge impact on Twitter's advertisements. Many companies have paused their financial support after the layoffs began. Instead of taking some responsibility, Elon spins the narrative. He claims that activists are the reason for the recent pause in advertisements. But how true is this accusation? Companies care a lot about public perception. After buying Twitter, he spread a conspiracy theory that said Paul Pelosi's attacker was brought home from a gay bar. Firing half of Twitter staff isn't a good look. Advertisers have to consider the long-term viability of an investment, especially when we take into account audiences' reactions. Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram are all upheld by their users. Companies want people happy on the social media they're engaging with. Somebody who's in good spirits is a spending customer. Hopefully Elon Musk will listen to the audience's input and move the platform in a good direction. He does have some interesting ideas for Twitter, like full content monetization. Unfortunately, the tiered verification system ultimately stifles creative thought. Speech isn't free when you have to pay for it. Thanks for checking out this video. I really appreciate it. Elon Musk has a pretty extensive history of bad behaviors, which carried over to his newest toy. Twitter is an incredibly powerful social media platform that's done a lot of good. Moving the landscape in a positive direction could uplift the platform, which got me thinking, what are some changes you'd like to see on Twitter? How can we advocate for our rights as social media users and content creators?